Hello friends, welcome to Officers IAS Academy. I am Rangarajan, Associate Director at the Officers IAS Academy, IAS of the 2005 batch. Congratulations for all those who have cleared your mains and are going to appear for the personality test. And for those who couldn't clear it, who couldn't make it this time, don't lose heart. Success is just one step away, one more year away. Keep doing your hard work and definitely perseverance, pace, especially in the UPSC exam. So now, for those of you who are going to take the personality test, this video and few more videos that I will be making is aimed at preparing the candidates for the personality test on various current affairs topics related to polity. Now, I am not going to discuss in detail about the issue because all of you have cleared your mains and you are looking forward to the personality test. You will definitely know enough details about all the topics that we are going to discuss. But how do you bring out a good answer which reflects your personality, right? So please always remember this. It's a personality test. It's a test of your personality, not a test of your knowledge which has already been done in the mains. UPSC notification itself mentions that. So every answer of yours, and the reason for preparing, see, because ultimately it's a freewheeling conversation. Yes, I mean, I remember that when I attended my personality test, I had not attended any mock interview, and I went there and sat and had a professional, formal conversation. But now in hindsight, I realize that preparation will make that experience even more easier. It will just help you in expressing yourself in the best possible manner. So that is the purpose of these videos. So we will take one topic each. I'll try and do one topic or two topics in a particular video. And if a question is asked as to what is your opinion about that particular topic, how do you structure your answer in such a way that it brings out the personality, the qualities that are required in a civil servant. So now what are the qualities that are required in a civil servant, what they are looking for? Now let's say we are going to discuss about Article 370 abrogation now. So, it's not a question of whether right or wrong. What is it that they are looking for? They are looking for whether you have an opinion which is constitutionally valid. Please remember, you don't work for the government of the day, you work for the Constitution of India if you become a future civil servant. But having said that, you should not harbor anti-establishment views, because then if you are anti-establishment, you should go and become an activist and not join the government, isn't it? So having said that, you are not going to speak like a spokesperson of the government either in the interview. You need to bring out your opinion which is based on constitutional principles. You need to have a balance. You cannot take extreme views, right? You cannot go to extreme sides to support or be against a particular topic or a particular point. So you should have that balance and you should be willing to learn if there is someone in the board who is going to correct you on your views. So whenever you are asked for an opinion, don't keep the board waiting for what your opinion is. In the mains answer, you can write all the points and then finally conclude with your opinion. But in the interview, if they ask you for your opinion, your starting statement should bring out what your opinion is, right? But having said that, after that, you need to bring out both sides of the coin so that the board realizes that you are a person who analyzes things, who is willing to see the other spectrum or the other side of a debate, willing to take all the points which are applicable from the counter opinion and finally conclude in a logical way. Now, this is what an answer should reflect, right? And please remember this always. In the mains, if you are asked your opinion about abrogation of Article 370, you need to write all the points which are applicable because that is what is being evaluated. So if there are 4 points which you can give in support of that move, if there are some 3-4 points which you feel are questionable about this move, and then your conclusion, and instead of 4 points in the first part, if you write only 2 points, instead of 4 points in the second part, if you write only 2 points, and you write only one line in the conclusion, probably for 15 marks, you may end up getting only 5 marks. Because you need to write all the 4 points for, all the 4 points against, and then the conclusion to be able to get 7 or 8 marks. But interview, the personality test is not like that. You don't have to worry, have I told all the 4 points which are applicable for this move? Have I brought out all the 3 points which I had in mind, which are against this move? No. You bring out the crux of it in just 2 to 3 statements which are lucid, and then allow for the board to question you further. Don't make it a long winding answer. It should not be a monosyllable, one sentence answer. Neither can it be a lecture, right? It has to be brief, it has to be crisp, to the point, but it should also bring out your personality. So this is something which is not applicable for just the topics that we are discussing. This is applicable for the entire personality test. Yes? So now, with that background, let us discuss about Article 370. Now, Article 370 was a move which was done in August 2019, so much in the news. Even 2 days back, the Supreme Court had given an opinion. I mean, it was a judgment, but it was in the nature of an opinion, so to speak, asking the government to review its curbs on internet and other other communication blockages that were done that are still being done in parts in J&K. So you can have your own views, your own personal views as to whether this is right or wrong. But please remember, you are aspiring to be a civil servant, you want to be part of the government. But having said that, you should always uphold the constitution, because that is what is the job of a civil servant. Right? So now, if they ask you what is your opinion about Article 370, now you can start by saying that it has been a vexed issue. Now I am not going to give you an exact answer as you would speak in the interview. This is just preparing you for that. Now, how to give an exact answer, that is all part of the training which we will have through one-on-one sessions, through mock interviews, when we discuss this in person or through Skype or through other means. This is just giving a broad outline on how to approach it. So it definitely has got some kind of closure to a vexed issue which has been there for over 70 years. It was going neither here nor there. So it has definitely brought some kind of closure, some kind of decision has happened, right? But having said that, so you feel that it is welcome from that angle, if it has brought closure to a long pending issue and if it can bring back normalcy to the valley. But having said that, it would have been appropriate, right, if the Jammu and Kashmir representatives, right, at least the legislative assembly, even if you change the constituent assembly to legislative assembly. Now the constitutional validity of the amendments that were made, that is something which the Supreme Court has to decide. So you can even tell in the board that that is the constitutional validity of the changes that were made to Article 370 through Article 367, whether it is correct, appropriate, is something which the court has to decide, and we will wait for that opinion. But from a purely political and from a social perspective, right, it would have been appropriate if the elected representatives of J&K were taken into confidence. At least the legislative assembly, it would have been ideal if the legislative assembly had at least passed a resolution recommending to the president to abrogate Article 370. But having said that, it's already done, isn't it? Unless the courts strike it down, which is for the courts to decide. But now it is done. So what is the future, right? You should bring out that, having said that, now that it has been implemented starting from October 31st, the immediate requirement is to conduct free and fair elections in the Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, right? And allow for normalcy to return, for the Union Territory elected government to carry out all the activities of an elected government. And federalism is a basic structure of our Indian Constitution. So the state has lost its status as a state and has come to a union territory. Now from a special status, it has become a union territory. So it is complete change of spectrum. And this should not spiral into further protest. Normalcy should be quickly restored, and the Jammu and Kashmir state should, the union territory should get back its status as a full-fledged state, so that, we can truly remain a federal country, and the Jammu and Kashmir state will be able to develop in its own way within the overall ambit of the Union of India. So you need to say that probably it has brought some kind of closure to a problematic issue. But having said that, you can voice your view that it would have been ideal for Jammu and Kashmir to have been involved, the representatives of J&K Assembly to have been involved in this decision. But having said that, it's a decision which has already been taken. So what do you look forward to? You look forward to ensuring that there is an elected government in J&K, normalcy returns to the states as soon as possible, and the full-fledged state status is restored to J&K ASAP, which the central government has also mentioned. Right? Even the Prime Minister, while addressing the nation, has said that this is the path that we are looking at, and this should be hastened. This should be done at a very, very brisk pace, so that the people of Jammu and Kashmir don't feel alienated. So this approach will bring out the fact that you are not being a rebel, so to speak, right? But you uphold the constitutional values, and you also, you are beyond region, but at the same time uphold the basic principle of federalism. So this is what reflects your personality, that you have your opinion, which is pragmatic, but having said that, you have constitutional values in you, and you're able to analyze something and think of what is the way forward for an amicable solution for the problem on hand. So that is something which you should bring out in every answer that you state, and keep it brief. I mean, I discussed it for so long, but this, if you have to make it out as an answer, will not go on for more than 4 to 5 sentences. Once you do that, allow for the board to ask you further questions. So these aspects is something which we will do a lot of times as part of the mock interview and the mock one-on-one session process. But this is to just give you an overall idea as to the approach that you need to take while attending the personality test. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you with further videos like this, and we'll also interact as part of our interview training sessions. Thanks for watching. Good luck.